Hello, I'm Tony Hethershaw and I've lived in Sutton Poyntz for 25 years now. And what I'd like to do on this rather wet day is take you on a walk around the village, showing you some of the features of interest, explaining some of the connections to the Ridgeway and the fact that the village owes its presence very much to the fact that we've got water here, which flows out from the chalk of the Ridgeway, and that the water was the reason that there was a settlement here in the very first place. Going right back to Neolithic times, people would have come down and collected their water from the spring, which is at the head of the River Jordan here. As we walk up now towards the village, I can see thatched properties in front of me, and rather beautifully, despite the weather, the hills and the Ridgeway are draped in mist, which sort of adds an element of mystery to our little guided tour. So we're walking up Sutton Road at the moment, and Sutton Road continues up to the mill pond, but the road goes off to the left up Plaister's Lane, and the word Plaister derives from lime kilns that were situated at the top of the road, and the lime was used in plastering, I guess, making cement even. And this is really the mill stream now flowing down beside us on the left here. We've stopped right now by my property where I live. It's adjacent to the stream. These houses were built in the 1990s on the site of old farm buildings. This was originally called Court Farm, and it was part of Northdown Farm originally. But what they've done is create a little development here of 3 houses around a courtyard. It's called the Old Stables because there were stables here, and my daughter actually learnt to ride here, so there's a nice sort of connection for us. We're continuing up beside the mill stream, and we're looking at the mill. This is Sutton Mill, and beside it is the mill house. And these 2 properties are notable because they're mentioned in Thomas Hardy's story, The Trumpet Major, and they feature in that story. And just across from the mill is the courthouse. Just a little bit about the name, the courthouse. Sutton Poyntz was first described in about 891, and there's a stone up by the mill pond, which we can have a look at later on. It was first described in 891 as the centre of a administrative area for south of Dorchester called the Culliford Hundred, and the courthouse was a courthouse. The lord of the manor basically dispensed his law from the courthouse, and then further up the village there were stocks located where people would have been put in the stocks and pelted with rotten eggs, I expect. This is really the sort of heart of the village. The mill, a red brick building on 3 levels. It dominates the roof line. It makes its presence felt in the village, and it's got a lovely wooden, I can't remember the proper name for this, but a lovely wooden opening at the end where they've hauled up the grains of wheat to be milled. It's probably the most important building in the village, and tells a lot of the story of Sutton Poyntz as an agricultural development. Many years ago, there were 3 big farms here, and there were originally 3 mills. So it's an important building.